I've always wanted the chance to be able to say on a creative medium,
previously,
in that really deep voice, you know? And now this finally happened. The first update. Oh my god. Oh my god. So last year I spent a weekend in our father's woodland collecting a series of hawthorn stumps and self-seeds for the purpose of training them into bonsai. 8 months have since passed and I'm back with an update on where the project currently stands. Whilst the specimens are still dormant, I want to inspect each root system and completely overhaul their pot situation, just in time for spring. Welcome back to POTSCAPE. If we get a couple more subscribers, we might be able to afford a chair for shrimp to sit on. Before we jump into the update, I have 3 more established hawthorn specimens that I want to add into the collection. The first was found self-seeded in a hedgerow 3 years ago. It's been in this training dish for over a year now, and likely it would have been alright for another year, but I thought best repot the entire collection together on camera. I'll remove the old scrim tape before grabbing my fork, getting right into its root system, raking in a radial motion. I'm exposing the roots whilst separating out this old mix. Can I be honest right here and say I think I'm more impressed with its root system than I am its branch structure. Isn't that savage? I'm not going to be doing any major pruning to these hawthorn, but when necessary I am going to make a few cuts to help increase the ramification of the root system. Here's the new soil compared to the old. Unfortunately my camera decided not to focus. You'll just have to take my word that the new mix is similar in composition but much finer, which I'm hoping will increase the aeration. For those who really want to know, my bonsai mix tends to be 1 part grit to 1 part vermiculite and 1 part loam, which is store bought. It does vary dependent on the projects and the plant, and hey, I'm only human, okay? I'm literally going to grab a couple handfuls of water and start slowly soaking this plant so the root system settles into the new soil. I'm also going to scape these pots with a handful of rocks and varying species of moss that's hanging around in the garden. Yes, I know it looks like I'm dribbling over the plants, and hey, total clarity, I have been known to water my plants like a mama bird would feed a baby bird. And here's the final product. I'm well happy with how that's turned out. It's looking much better, much more balanced. We can just move on to number 2. What? Shrimp? What are you doing, mate? This is my gaff. You stick to the wood, you woodworm. Ah, yes, subscribe. That's right. If you haven't already, please consider doing so. We've got 2 more hawthorn to get through before we hit the update. Both are perhaps a year or 2 more established than the collection in question. I'm using the same process as the first, the same material. That goddamn parakeet. So exactly like the first juvenile specimen, I'm going to remove these plants from their pot and start raking out this mix. Here's that parakeet. Whoever let them out into the wild, thank you. Goodbye, sir. I was pleasantly surprised at how these root structures are. They are coming along so well, and it just goes to show that you need to take care of the root system as much as you take care of its branch structure. I've added enough mix in the bottom of both dishes to sit the root systems comfortably, burying and lightly tamping down the soil before setting the plant in. I don't want to go too heavy so the water doesn't go through it, but at the same time I do want the plant to be stable, and I'm doing the same with the top. You'll notice I'm tamping but also tapping the sides. Do not let the time lapse fool ya. I do spend a decent amount of time with each plant. It took over half an hour per plant in this case. It's just easier to show you. Does anybody really want to see half an hour of this? No, I didn't think so. This specimen was found as a weed in a hedge line. This specimen was found as a self-seed under a ton of leaves on the forest floor. I think they actually look rather charming as a set, so really happy how that's turned out. We'll catch back up with them at the end of summer. And finally, what happened to the hawthorn I collected last year? Well, with the sunset, I had little choice but to make space between my Adromiscus collection and my philodendrons, and I've moved my workload indoors. We're currently renovating the building, so I can afford to make some mess. There wasn't anything particularly interesting happening within their pots, though I was surprised to see a fair amount of root growth, if still sparse and in the wrong places. Again, I'm using the exact same process to repot these 4 plants. Keen-eyed viewers will notice I am 3 specimens short from the last video, and in total clarity, 2 have kicked the bucket, and the biggest specimen I'm saving for another video. Shall we introduce something like Too Long Didn't Watch? So starting life as nuisance self-seeds, struggling in a woodland, they travelled 100+ miles and were planted in deep pots with well-retaining soil. There they sat for 8 months until being repotted into smaller dishes with a lighter, well-draining soil. I'm well pleased with the results. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and have a gander for yourselves. And that's it from me. I realised just at the end of recording that I hadn't even introduced myself, and it's too late, I'm not going to do it now. Thank you for watching again. I'll be back with an update on this project, hopefully after summer.